We are super excited to be here. I know for the audience out there, Leadership Delta has been really focused on three different pillars. One is our fabulous curriculum and content. We want to make sure that we provide the best content, the best ideals, things that have been proven. And so curriculum and content is really important to us. The second one is coaching, which we're going to talk about. And then the third is that community. And that's what we try to do with our forums. But I want to jump back to coaching because I think what we have noticed, I would say the four of us on our team has really talked about how coaching has made a difference for some of our leaders in their leadership development. And so we're really excited to share, why do we do coaching? We're excited to share what's coaching, what's not coaching, and then also talk about it from a team, group, and individual. What does that do for our leaders? So we're going to jump in and just have a conversation with the three of us. And I'm going to turn it over to Maureen and just have her share a little bit about, why is coaching so important? How does it help with leadership development?
So thank you. Happy to be here. So coaching really is about empowerment. It's about discovery. And when we are in either a group, a team, or individual setting, the opportunities for this are endless. And so we thought it was critical that we did offer, in fact, these three different ways to introduce and to integrate coaching for leaders. So for coaching in a team or a group setting, we talk about community as one of our pillars as well. But this, really honing our listening skills, helping to build trust through practicing empathy. We also after you've done your team or your group coaching, you might have discovered something there that you would like to take to an individual coach and really dial in and learn more about what you need to do to work to move forward. So that is why we have made coaching just an integral piece of Leadership Delta.
So I think team coaching is a little different because what you're trying to do is you have a common goal of a team. So we really start off with a team charter, right? What's our vision? What are we trying to accomplish as a team? Who are our clients? Those kinds of things. But as you're going through that and trying to make decisions as a team, this is where team coaching is so important because it really hits on the 5 dysfunctions of a team, of which is Patrick Lencioni's. And the base of that is the foundations of trust. And that's what I think is so important because you can't actually do any team coaching until you have that foundation of trust, even in group and in one-on-one coaching. So what the coaching does in that regard is it helps to continue up the ladder and try to have that trust amongst each other, talk about your strengths and weaknesses, and be okay with conflict, right? Because we're all just people. We're all just people trying to do the best for the vision or the what we're supposed to be doing, what we're set out to do. So that's really what the team is about, is trying to gel the team better and really almost facilitating more of those discussions on the team coaching side.
So you have a lot of different experiences and people coming together to share, what they know and what they've gone through and how that might help you. And so you create this different dynamic where it's not just a one-on-one situation, or you're not just in the team that you're working with day to day, where you're pulling from different perspectives that are coming in together that can really help you start to uncover those different things that are helping you on your leadership journey.
Well, whether it's group coaching, team coaching, or individual coaching, it's about the questions. It's about a beginner's mind. It is about listening, getting curious, asking questions. It's not about giving advice. So that is when you're with the team, with a group, individually, is to resist the urge to fill in the blanks and to give advice. And the way to do that is to really just settle into the moment, ask curious questions, and don't assume you know the answer, and don't lead the witness. Don't lead them down a road that you think would be useful for them to go down, because you don't know that. And the way that you will be helpful is to ask them what needs to be asked in the moment and let them discover what they need to do. And you talk about how they will go then back and bring this to their teams. And but that just made me so happy to hear you say that, because what's happening is they're starting to mirror the behavior. They've seen the impact of having a group of trusted colleagues in participants to really engage with them, and how powerful that is. And then they're willing to try that with their teams as well. And the outcomes and the impact is, not to get, I mean, I think it's magical, but that makes it sound like it's fluffy, and it's not.
No, I totally agree. There is nothing like seeing a client have that breakthrough when they're in a coaching session and the light bulbs like turn on and they get it and they're making that kind of discovery about themselves. And you know that it's going to be a bigger impact than what's happening in that room, because they're going to go back to their teams or their families or their communities, and they're changed. And it's really, really cool moment to witness as a coach.
And you're right. And it's not because they have that light bulb moment because somebody in the group had a really great idea that they shared with them. Those light bulb moments happen when they came up with it. And that's the stuff that goes back and gets executed on.
Yeah, and I think to that degree too, that's what I love about some of the group coaching and team coaching, is that they learn from so many other people having conversations, especially when you're actually doing the group coaching, is they can hear somebody else and put themselves in their shoes. And I love that, because we all look at it a little differently, but you can resonate with a lot of the same challenges that people have. And how you think about it differently is so, it's just so grand that when you walk away and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm not the only one that has these issues. That's a word I use, is issues, so don't use that word. But
So
that's just something.
It's reassuring to know that you're not alone in some of the problems or challenges that you're facing, that they're common and that there are other people who have been on this path before, which I think gives you a burst of confidence that you have those answers within you too, and that you have trusted resources around you that you can pull from. But it should be just a really incredible confidence booster that you can do this because other people have done it. You can do it.
Okay, so let's explore that just a little bit deeper. So what we're talking about right now is the empathy piece, right? So there's that continuum of empathy. There's you don't have any empathy, you're not empathic, you can't understand or feel anything that they're going through. And then there's way over here where you're almost in collusion. You're just a little too, like you feel like you know too completely what they are going through, but to really exercise trying to stay neutral and in the middle, recognizing I can sit here, I can hold this space because I'm a leader too. I've experienced something similar, but it's my experience. It's not theirs. And so not to get too intimate with what it is that they're sharing or going through. Stay curious. Keep asking the questions based on what they're sharing versus how you're experiencing it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. You're saying from a coach's standpoint, right, Maureen?
Yeah. So the coach, as a coach, I would do that. But then I would also encourage and work with the leaders when they're doing the group and the team coaching to stay neutral as well, to not get too intimate with what the story is and think that they understand too completely.
Yeah, so, I would agree. Go ahead, Alex.
I was just gonna say, I think there's a lot of skill building that comes from engaging in coaching, whether it's team, group, or individual. Everyone has skills that they can develop. And I think one of the cool things with especially the group setting is that you're seeing a lot of opportunity for different skills like networking and collaborating because you're working with new people that you haven't before. There's problem solving skills where you may not be offering advice, but you're still bringing problems to the table that might need a solution that you can work with other people on. And then there's that support and accountability piece. I think that's one of the huge benefits from coaching that you get in all three of the ways that we offer it, is the support and accountability.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that that's allows you to have that vulnerability so that you can have courage the next time when maybe you don't necessarily have that group coach or the coaching in general. That's where it really digs deep. Like, I've got this now on my own. That's the exciting part, right? When you kind of see people move to that next level and what
Yeah,
that
that's
looks
that
like.
empowerment, right? Like that's what we want as coaches is to empower people to move on and be able to take on those challenges with the skills that they've developed in a coaching situation.
I think anyone is ready for coaching that's willing and open to moving forward. There are a lot of people that like to just swim in the past or not necessarily activate to move to the future. So I think it's people who are open to, willing, and have that desire to create a plan for how to move forward.
Well, I think that, that really is the alignment of when we talk about any change that we're doing, right? The first thing is you have to be aware of it. The second, you have to have the desire to change. And then the third is what's your commitment level, right? And that's really where that planning comes into place is how are you going to get there? What is the end result? How are you going to get there? And then that fourth piece is really practicing and falling and failing. I call them smart failures, right? You're trying things, you're trying to make it work, and you're learning from them. That's your growth mindset. So that's what I always think about.
And I think too, creating a cadence for your coaching sessions that creates the opportunity for change. So if you are not committed to more frequent coaching in the beginning and then slowly tapering off as it becomes more and more part of your own personal practice, your level of success just will not be there. And it's just because as humans, we need the consistency and to have that accountability is critical. To begin a coaching engagement, it starts with where you are currently. It's your current state. We don't go look too far in the rearview mirror. Sometimes it's helpful to know a little bit of history, but not a lot. I don't need to know a lot of that history. It's understanding current state and then identifying where do you want to go? What's the end? Let's get the end in mind. Then we'll create the actionable steps that are necessary in order to move you in that direction. But keep in mind, these documents are living documents. They will constantly be refined as you begin to grow, self-actualize, develop. Your desire and your way for getting to that end is going to evolve as well. And so we stay very open and receptive to that. And then we execute the plan. We just keep moving forward. And there's also, this doesn't go on forever. So it's not where, and there's different philosophies on this, but my belief is that engagements should really last between a year to 2 years. And I know that's a big range, but it all depends upon commitment, the cadence that you were able to adhere to, and then it's time just to fly for a bit. You can always come back and get additional coaching.
Well, I think this has been a really good conversation for all of us, and I feel very enlightened. And I look at it from two perspectives. One being a participant in a coaching, both group coaching and one-on-one, but also doing a lot of coaching with our clients, whether that's team, group, or individual. And so it's been really fun to kind of get everybody's perspective and how it impacts our clients. And I think just to wrap this up, I am a firm believer in coaching helps everyone, but remembering you have to have the awareness, desire, commitment to want to make those changes for yourself. If everybody has the awareness, the desire, and the commitment, we want to continue to have these conversations. So we have various coaching opportunities, whether it's the team coaching from a business standpoint, whether it is, or community standpoint, or it's the group coaching with our Delta Academy forums, or with the individual executive leadership coaching with Marine. I think that all three facets can hit people at different perspectives. So we would love to have this coaching conversation with you and continue that. So we open it up. If you're ready, let's have a conversation. There's really no, you don't have any skin in the game yet. We're not going to just sign you up right away. Let's have a conversation and see if it makes sense to move forward. So anything you want to add, Alex and Maureen?
No, I think we covered a lot of it. I think the main thing is that coaching can benefit everyone, and it doesn't matter who you are or where you're at on your leadership development journey, that you can find something out of a coaching relationship that is going to really impact you and move you forward in your leadership journey. So what about you, Maureen? Anything you want to add?
No, I wish I had something really insightful to add. I think you really encapsulated the conversation nicely. And, you know, just we would love to walk with you on this journey and let us know how we can help.
I just want to do a shout out. We have the most amazing team. We are just smart people that can help others. So that's just a shout out to the Leadership Delta team. So blessed to be with all of you. Thanks for having this conversation. And hopefully we'll hear from all of you that are on the, I don't know, on the video. Hopefully we'll hear from everybody on the video.